What's up, everybody? My name's Mike. I'm the ground beef chief. Today I got for you guys a 19-week update on Carnivore. I think we're week 19. Also, I just wanted to show you guys what I've been up to this week. And also, I'm going to have a weigh-in at the end of this video. So if you guys are here for the weigh-in, it'll be at the end of the video. So today, I just want to talk about how the Kiltz Show went, my experience on there. And I want to show you guys what we did to this garage and what my plans are for the future with this garage. And then we'll talk a little bit about how this week went with the diet and just some plans in general moving forward. So let's start with the garage and what me and my friends have been working on the past week, and just to give you guys an idea about everything. All right, you guys. So what we did was this garage was full from back to front here with a bunch of stuff. Now it was stuff that was taken out in the past. My grandma had people in and out of this place buying stuff. Even people were here stealing stuff too, you know. And this was before I came here to live with her. All that stuff that you see back in the back of the garage was all scattered throughout. So there wasn't really much room for anything. The only thing I had room for was to park this tractor in the garage, like right over here. So we threw everything that was garbage away, but we kept like all the metal, all the good wood and stuff. We threw some stuff up in the rafters. We stacked the coal bags for the coal burner that's in the basement. Got some wood from a tree that we cut down last year, just in here drying out, you know, for bonfires in the summertime with me and my friends. So we swept the floor. It's still got dry mud on it from getting the tractor stuck. I got the tractor stuck. I'm embarrassed about it. It was hell to get it out, but we got it out. We had to end up pulling it out with my friend's truck. We also have a stain here from doing my grandma's brakes and rotors yesterday, and we just wanted to check the bleeders, and one of the bleeders leaked out pretty badly, so that's from that. If you guys noticed, I got a heavy bag here. Now, my good friend Jose donated this heavy bag to me, and this is just something that I enjoy to do. I've always enjoyed hitting a heavy bag. When I used to work out before I became a truck driver, I always hit the heavy bag in the gym for like 10 minutes because it's really good cardio. Now, my cardio right now is not going to be any good because it's been a long time since I've done anything like that. And he also gave me a 45-pound plate and a 30-pound dumbbell. And so what I plan on doing with that is I'm going to take that 45-pound plate, and there's a bunch of different exercises you can do with that. And you know, you can curl with it, you can use it to press, you can do all kinds of things with the 45-pound plate. And the dumbbell, that's plenty for what I need. And I got some family members and some other friends that are going to donate some more stuff for me. You know, I got the best friends in the world, you guys. All my friends are very supportive of me in this weight loss journey because they all seen what I went through. You know, I mean, I was this close to dying, you know. They don't want me to go anywhere. Although I would love to be with our Lord, I still got some things to do here on earth, you know. So I'm going to be here for the long run, you guys. So as you guys can see, I have a weed whacker here. Also in the summer, what I do for exercise is I weed whack around all the buildings here. So I'll throw some videos up in the future of me weed whacking and everything. And even of me mowing the field with the tractor. And just show you guys everything that I'm doing to get healthier on this weight loss journey and doing carnivore. So you guys, welcome to the Ground Beef Chief Gym. All right, so now I'm going to take a seat, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the Kiltz Show and my experience. And then we'll talk a little bit about how this week went on Carnivore. And then we'll do the weigh-in, and then I'll sit down and we'll talk a little bit about this week. All right, guys? All right, you guys, we're outside today. It's a beautiful day in Ohio. Nothing beats an Ohio summer. It's so gorgeous out here in the springtime, and then when summer comes along. And there's really no place I'd rather be in the summertime than Ohio. But let's get into the Dr. Kiltz morning show and how that all went. So as some of you guys seen on Monday, I did the interview with Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, and Aaliyah. And I had a great time on there. You know, they asked me some questions, and I gave them the best answers I could. I just want to say that Dr. Kiltz, Aaliyah, and Dr. Nelson are great people. I love them. Dr. Kiltz has this swagger about him that attracts you to him. You just feel really comfortable talking to the guy. He's full of energy. he puts off like very high vibrations. I don't really know how to word it, but there's definitely something special about him and everything he's doing, to help heal humanity, and that whole movement is admirable. Dr. Nelson, you could tell, is a genuine guy. These guys are super, super intelligent. I mean, I can't even hold a stick to them. I just felt like I had a great deal of respect for them in that room, and I definitely knew my place when I was talking to them. These guys have education that has far surpassed mine. These guys have many, many more years of experience at life than I do. So everything that they say, don't take with a grain of salt. These guys really know what they're talking about, and they're really good doctors. They are sticking to their oath, unlike a lot of other doctors you really don't get the same vibe from, but you can tell that these guys really care about the people that they're taking care of. And Alia is a sweetheart. She's really good at what she does. This woman is on top of her game. She reached out to me in email, and she's the one that set everything up. She walked me through everything because I've never did a thing like that. I didn't know how to set everything up, and she told me everything I had to do. She did a good enough job to where I didn't even have to contact her and say, hey, I need help with this and that, because she did a good job explaining it to begin with. So she really helped make the whole thing come together. And so I just want to express my gratitude to her. Aaliyah, if you're watching this, thank you very much. So yeah, you guys, they asked me some tough questions on there, and I gave them the best answers that I knew, Most of the answers I gave them wasn't just what I thought would be that sounded the best. It was just from my personal experience, Towards the end of the stream, Dr. Nelson asked me if I thought that I should ask a doctor before starting Carnivore. And at first I said, no, I don't think you should ask for permission from your doctor. But looking back, while I was talking and saying I don't think so, unless you're on medication, I stopped myself because I'm like, wait, I don't have the qualifications to answer that question, because every single person is different. If you have underlying medical conditions, or if you're on certain medications, some things can be really dangerous when you eliminate carbs. So it's different for each individual. So for me, with my experience so far, you guys, I was all in on this. That's why I stopped taking my medication. I stopped taking my diabetic medication because I wasn't having any carbs. So I knew that if I continued to take my diabetic medication, I could risk ketoacidosis, and that's really dangerous. If you guys don't know, that's when your blood sugar gets too low, and bad things start to happen. You can actually die from it. And I stopped taking my blood pressure medicine because I wanted to see if my blood pressure would come down while I was on this diet, because the amount of fluid I was losing, I knew my blood pressure would naturally drop the more fluid I got rid of. Because a lot of times, guys, high blood pressure is caused just by having too much fluid in your body and too much fluid going through your veins and all that. So I knew my blood pressure would naturally drop, because when I was taking my blood pressure medicine, one thing I did notice from my blood pressure medicine is it would make me urinate more often. And then I forgot to tell them I was also on a water pill before, because I had congestive heart failure. Now, I don't know how serious it was, because I never went to follow-ups, because when they told me that, you got congestive heart failure and stuff, and they gave me water pills, the blood pressure medicine, that kind of, that was the first, eye-opening thing. It's like, I was like, I might die, I was confident enough by how good I was feeling a few days into Carnivore to stop my blood pressure medicine. But like I said in the past, I stopped taking my metformin and my farxiga and all that the first day on Carnivore. That's how confident I was that it was making a change in me. Always, as a disclaimer, you guys, talk to your doctor first. And if they don't know anything about Carnivore, try to educate them. I know that their time is limited. They got a lot of people to see. So we want to make sure that it's safe. I think it's safe for everyone, but I'm not a doctor. When I go in to get my blood work in a few months, I'm going to tell my doctor that I'm on a carnivore diet. And if he asks me what it is, if he has no clue what it is, I'll try to educate him as briefly as possible, and I'm gonna document what he says. I don't know if he'll let me bring my camera in there and record him. I don't know if he's okay with that. I don't even know if you can do that legally. But I mean, I'll ask, and I'll tell you guys what he says. If he told me that he doesn't suggest it, I'm still gonna do carnivore because that's how confident I am. That's how much better I feel. If something makes me feel this good, I'm just gonna keep doing it. So yeah, Dr. Nelson, thank you for that question. Thank you for everything that you do. I think that you're a really kind soul, and I greatly respect you. Dr. Kiltz, same to you. Thanks for everything that you're doing. I greatly respect you. I have some great respect for you guys. Aaliyah, thank you so much again. You're a sweetheart. So in a nutshell, you guys, I had a great time on the Dr. Kiltz show. I emailed Aaliyah and I told her, I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Is it Aaliyah? Is it Aaliyah? I don't know. I emailed her and I said, hey, thanks for everything. If you guys ever want me back on the show, I'll come back anytime. Just let me know. And she said, yeah, for sure. We'll definitely have you. We'll figure out a date when we'll have you on next. So maybe it'll be after I get my blood work done, or maybe it'll be before. I don't know. But I'm probably be on that show in the future, multiple times, hopefully, just because I love them guys. But all right, you guys, let's go inside, get a weigh-in, and then we'll come back out and we'll talk about it a little bit. So just give me one split second. All right, you guys, we are 536 pounds. Last week we were 540 pounds. So that makes this a 4-pound weight loss this week, bringing us a grand total weight loss of 114 pounds in 19 weeks. So I'm pretty happy with that 4-pound weight loss. I'm perfectly fine with losing 3 or 4 pounds a week. That's a pretty steady, good pace. What's strange? When I lose weight, it's funny. I only go number 2 once every 3 days, and every day I'm consuming 2 pounds of beef, but only going number 2, and only a little bit's coming out, you guys. Not much at all. I mean, we're talking like a little tiny little thing comes out of me, and yeah, I'm eating 2 pounds of beef a day. I'm eating eggs every day, and I'm definitely not pooping out as much as I'm eating. So it's incredible how your body literally utilizes all of that. I also want to mention something. If you're experiencing diarrhea on carnivore, you got to reduce your fat. So if I eat too much fat, you guys, I do get diarrhea. I found out what I can and can't eat when it comes to fat. So when I eat bacon, I have a maximum of 12 slices. Now it depends on what else I'm eating at the moment, because you guys know I only eat twice a day. So at 4 o'clock is my biggest meal, and then later on in the night at 9 or 10 o'clock I'll have 5 or 6 eggs, depends on how hungry I am. But my large meal for the day is usually the chuck roast or hamburgers, eggs, and bacon. And if I'm making hamburgers, eggs, and bacon, I'll do 5 or 6 hamburgers. Now their hamburgers are 1/3 pound, but when they're cooked down, they're they're less than a quarter pound. I mean, they're little tiny floppy things. But those hamburgers are 85/15. So I go a little bit leaner on the hamburger because the bacon has the most fat. And then the eggs, I scramble them up and I fry them in, grass-fed butter. And so the maximum amount of bacon I can have without having diarrhea with that meal is 12 slices. So I usually do 12 slices. Of course, I can eat more than 12 slices of bacon. I would love to eat more than 12 slices of bacon, but I will get diarrhea. So that's why I eat 5 or 6 hamburgers and eggs with that meal to make sure I'm fully satiated. And sometimes I can't finish it, and I don't force it down. You have to listen to your hunger, and if it stops tasting good to you, you're done. Put it in the fridge, eat it for later. Don't throw it away. Obviously, we don't waste food here, and that's how you lose weight on carnivore. And if you're starting carnivore and you're not losing weight and you're eating cheese, I suggest taking cheese out of the diet completely. Cheese is carnivore, and if you're just on carnivore to keep your health in good standing, cheese is fine. But if you're here to lose weight, I suggest eliminating cheese altogether, if not only a few ounces a day, because cheese even stalls me. Being over 500 pounds, I will stall just by eating a little bit of cheese, I swear. So I removed it completely. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with the lactose, although the cheese I was getting didn't have, I mean, it had barely any lactose in it because it was, more aged. It might have something to do with that chemical in cheese, that naturally occurring chemical that's addictive. It's like an addictive thing with cheese. So avoid cheese if you can. That's like a big deal. But real quick, you guys, I'm going to show you how I prepare my chuck roast. And then after I get that done, I'm going to talk a little bit more, and then we'll close this video out. Alright, I forgot to take my steak out of the packaging and dry age it overnight, so gotta do that while it's still early in the morning, so that salt sucks into it. But this is my go-to here, my chuck roast. This one weighs 2.26 pounds. Looks like a ribeye, don't it? So here's how I prep it. I don't have any paper towels on hand, so I'm just going to use some coffee filters. I'm just going to dry the surface. Don't mind the dirt under my fingernails. I've been cleaning the garage. See that stuff? You want to dry this stuff up too. You don't have to do this, but it gets a better, what's that called, a Maillard reaction, when you cook it in the air fryer, if it's as dry as possible. See, this one's thin enough to where I don't have to cut it in half. So what I do, I'm out of coarse salt. Normally I use coarse salt, but I'm just going to use the last of the Redmond's fine salt that I have. I have more on the way. And I give this a generous amount of salt. And I try to just rub it in like that. Flip it over and do the other side. Alright, now when I cook this fat here, this line of fat here, I'll actually cut that out and I'll separate this into 2 steaks. But I'll cut this out. I'll cut it up into pieces and I'll fry it and it'll come out like chicharrones. But I'm gonna go ahead and place this in the fridge without putting a cover on it and let that salt suck into the meat. And that's how I prepare my chuck roast. Alright, so normally I prepare my chuck roast the night before, but last night I forgot to take it out of the fridge and open it up and salt it. So you want to make sure to give a generous salt. Alright, both sides, try to dry it off like you see me do, and then place it in the fridge overnight, at least overnight, to absorb all that salt real deep into the muscle fibers. That's the best way to consume the chuck roast. And the way I cook it is I'll toss it in the air fryer at 400 degrees, and then I'll do it real quick for about 10 minutes on the first side, and then I'll pull it out, and if I don't see that Maillard reaction happening on top, I'll put it back in on that same side for as long as it takes till the top gets that nice dark color. I'll flip it and I'll do the other side. And now the other side is usually anywhere from 7 to 10 more minutes, sometimes longer. It has to be 400 degrees or higher. And then you pull it out, you place it on your plate, and I tend to like it now. I like it kind of medium well now. Before I was liking it medium rare, but I like it medium well because I really like the texture and the taste of that Maillard reaction. I think that's what it's called. I hope that's what it's called. Otherwise, I'm going to be embarrassed. And just let it sit for a few minutes. You don't have to. Sometimes I like eating it piping hot, but let it sit. And then as long as you cut that thing in slices no thicker than, like, let's say, a little bit less than a quarter inch, it's not too chewy. I mean, not to me anyways. I mean, to me it tastes just like a ribeye. But then again, that depends on where you're getting your chuck roast from. And that nice thin strip that nice strip of fat in the middle, I like to cut that out, and I like to render that down into a chicharrone. So I have a short where I did that, where one of my viewers told me about that, and that was one of the greatest suggestions that I've gotten on this channel so far. Overall, you guys, I'm happy how this week went. I enjoyed being on the Dr. Kiltz morning show, and life is good. So thank you everybody for stopping by and visiting me, and I will talk to you guys either Monday or Wednesday of next week, and I hope you guys all have a good rest of your week and weekend. And that's all I got for you guys this week, so we will talk to you again next week.